G'day, folks. Welcome back to Mondays Down Under. I'm Peter. That's Lee. That's Shane. How you doing, guys?
Hello, Peter. Hey, Shane. I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah,
Shane,
I'm good, guys. Thank you. And welcome back, Peter. It's good to
thank you.
have you back.
Yep.
Well,
Like the three
actually,
amigos.
you were the one that was missing last podcast, Shane. So I think we've all had a turn.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes. So
well,
Christmas
this
is
is
fast approaching.
this is the week of Christmas.
It is. Shoot me
It'll
now.
be the Monday before Christmas. So let me just get into the spirit of things. For those on video, you can actually see something. And just because
Let's spread some Christmas cheer.
we'll get even a little bit more festive. But for you, Pete, I've got something special.
Bah, humbug.
I approve of that message. See, Shane, you can tell that Lee no longer works on the tools in the pool industry because she's got time to play about with nonsense like that.
Don't be
I do
jealous, mate.
I do
Completely
use
envious.
those things. I do use those things in my online presentation. Not so much Christmas stuff, but I just chucked a few things together. But yeah, it's adds some fun to some Zoom presentation.
I like it, Lee. I think it's good.
When you first did the bar humbug one, I thought it was actually somebody belching.
Well, I'm sure you'll be doing that over Christmas.
You can guarantee it. If it's a roast turkey, some roast pork, beers. Big tip, if you're having the roast turkey, go for a chilled, sparkling Shiraz. It'll change your life. It goes well with a roast. What can I say?
I'll take your word for it.
Although I know it's the tradition from the UK, but why where so many Australians still have the roast turkey and the roast pork or glazed ham and all the full suite of roast veggies at Christmas, which is normally up around 40 degrees of heat or 104 Fahrenheit. That's not the weather for having a full hearty roast.
Yes.
So we're trying to change that tradition in our family. Wish me luck.
Yeah.
Caesar salad.
And now
Yes.
let's not go extreme. Okay, my food eats salad. All right. So what's Santa going to bring you?
I was going to say we hedge our bets each way. We actually go half seafood and then half roast, but with salads and potato. But anyway, so I do a bit of everything.
Fair
just
enough.
to take things. But yes, Santa is just about to knock on our door, only a couple of days away.
Lee, he comes down the chimney. Weren't you listening?
Well, he apparently swims in all the pools because they've all got to be ready for Christmas, don't they?
Well, there is that. Yeah, that's too true. So what's Santa going to bring you? What do you hope he brings you? Keep it work-related, pool stuff. Shane, you mentioned a new gizmo that you got.
Buffer Zone Systems are the pool and spa industry specialists with a complete range of software for pool shops, service companies and commercial aquatic facilities. With more features and integrations than any other pool industry software, you really need to reach out for a one-on-one demonstration. Contact Buffer Zone today.
So what's Santa going to bring you? What do you hope he brings you? Keep it work-related, pool stuff. Shane, you mentioned a new gizmo that you got.
Yeah, so on a lot of social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, for instance, I can see a lot of, especially the American side, the American industry, some of the tools that they use for cutting PVC pipe. So over here, I've always used just a handsaw, PVC handsaw. Nothing wrong with it. But they can be a little bit challenging in some of the positions of the pipe if you're having to retrofit or if it's underground, for instance, or a pipe, for instance, if pipes are saddled to a concrete wall and they're on top of each other. it can be quite challenging to cut it. So I was watching some of the channels over there, and a lot of them use a handheld PVC cutter, and basically it's like you grip it in your hands. You grip the pipe on the other side. It's almost like a claw, and then a blade comes up, and as you're squeezing the handle, the blade cuts through the pipe with ease. And purchased one a couple of weeks ago, and what a game changer! Something so simple. I love it. We just did an install. We just finished quite a big install, and this particular tool was perfect in regards to there were four pipes pretty much on top of each other, two for the suction, two for the return. You couldn't really get a blade in there to saw it, so just squeezed in this the PVC cutter, the hook part went underneath the pipe, and there was enough room just to squeeze the handle, snip. It was like hot knife through butter. It was beautiful.
Yeah, key with those is get a good quality one. First one I ever had was pretty cheap and nasty, and I found that as I would compress it, basically push the blade through, it would displace some of the PVC to either side of the cut. So there'd be this little flaring out right on the edge. And on some, if you had some very tight fittings, and there's one particular brand who shall remain nameless, some of their union cuffs are very, very tight on the pipe, and I just could not get that pipe into there without sanding off the edge. So just one of those times where, go for the best quality you can, and keep it as sharp as you can.
Yeah,
Don't leave it in the back of the ute with or back of the van, sitting on top of a tub of Cal Hypo, or it's gone in no time.
Yeah, rust, good old rust.
But they can be very, very handy. I got to say, when I first trained, we used to use the old-fashioned hacksaw. So you've got the frame, and you've got this piddly little narrow hacksaw blade in there. And of course, those things are almost impossible to cut quickly and straight because it would want to bend and flex out of the way. And then I moved on to panel saws for PVC, which were a vast improvement. But the day I discovered the reciprocating saw, or sawzall, I was a very happy camper. I will give you the tip. And then later on, I got my first cordless reciprocating saw, and we're going back years here. I thought this changes everything. So it's amazing how much joy something as simple as a way of cutting pipe can bring.
I was going to say, the excitement on Shane's face when he was talking about it was just like a kid at Christmas opening of a present.
That it was. Grinning from ear to ear.
It's pretty sad when we get so excited about pool tools.
It is, especially when they're a game changer and everybody looks at you as if to say, what? Really? That?
Yes.
But another one as well, another saw is the wire saws.
They've got me out of trouble a couple of times,
Yeah, many a times, again, plumbing underneath the ground, extremely difficult to get at with a saw. That's come in very handy in the past.
Yeah. They're good for those tight spots, absolutely.
But I looked into a reciprocating. This is going to be a word I might
reciprocating.
Reciprocating. There we go. Thank you, Peter.
Pretend you're Australian and shorten every word. They become recip saws.
I thought it was reciprocal. Is it not reciprocal?
Oh.
Anyway, whatever.
It's reciprocating.
A recip saw, and
why?
The tools I have in the van is Ryobi.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like Ryobi. We did, they're half the price of your Milwaukees or your DeWalt's, and we don't use them on a daily basis, and they work just as good. But you cannot get the recip saw in New Zealand for Ryobi. I was looking for that a couple of weeks ago. Actually, you can get it in Australia. but they're not to be sold in New Zealand. I even called the Ryobi dealer, and he said no, you can't get them over here. So, wow.
Why? That's just
I've
weird.
no idea. I mean, they've got, I think she said like 180 different tools.
Yeah.
So I guess it's always going to come down to demand.
Well, they won't sell it if they don't get it in, will they?
Oh. Tell you what, Lee, let's you and I go 50-50, buy Shane a recip saw for Christmas. As the 18-volt Ryobi?
Yep.
Right.
The freight will kill us.
We'll have to check on that. But no, I use them 99% of the time for cutting pipe.
Our service techs had one in every vehicle.
Yeah.
We've actually got two in every vehicle because from time to time we go a bit hard cutting out the side of a media filter and they get flooded and they like time to dry out after that. But I also use the Ryobi, as I say. I reckon they survive flooding better than any other tool I've tried.
Oh, really?
Obviously, this is the battery ones. Do not flood a tool that's hooked up to mains power. Okay, bad idea.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Yes. Otherwise, you'll end up as fried as mum's Brussels sprouts at Christmas.
So what is Santa going to bring you, Peter?
What I would really love
are
is
you on the good list?
Well, truth be told, I'm probably going to end up with a lump of coal. So I'm hoping to get others in a similar situation and we can meet up for a barbecue. But more, what I'd really like for Christmas is, do you know the old wall whale pool brooms?
Yes.
They're the pool broom and they got this big rubber curved sheet, I guess, on them. And as you put them down a wall, it forces the brush onto the wall, saves so much energy and effort.
Well, I think they called it the wall whale because the blade looked like a whale tail sort of thing. So that's
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the name came from. I thought they were fantastic. Really effective at giving a bit of weight to the broom to hold it to the wall. But yeah, they disappeared.
I've asked a few of my suppliers, a few distributors over the last few months. All of them have said, yeah, we'll get them in for you. And then got back to me and said, just can't find them, can't get them. And one supplier where I was at on Friday afternoon, I think it was, he said, I wish we could get them because I'd sell hundreds of those. Okay, suppliers, if there's that much demand from the industry, get them in, import them. It's not that hard to do if you've got a big enough client base, because not only will I buy at least one or two for each of my guys, I'll also sell them on to customers. How often have you guys been on a job, you use a piece of equipment, and the customer says, gee, that's a good idea. Can I buy them?
Well, Pete, I have just Googled it while we're sitting here. It is available at Amazon. Where
I ordered 4 of them, and they got back to me, refunded my payment, and said not available.
Oh, no. They're $85.
Yeah.
God.
No, I actually ordered them off Amazon, but Amazon, like I say, refunded the payment and said, nope, not going to happen.
Yep.
I might have to get that one sent here and send it over to you then, Peter.
Maybe. I'll swap you for a recip saw. I think I'll be getting the short end of the deal there, but
no.
Anyway. No. What about you, Lee?
They were really good, those wall whales. I do, speaking of things that are no longer available, I used to love the cobweb brush that you could get that went on the end of the telescopic pole.
Looked like a dunny brush.
Yeah, a big brush.
For our non-Australian listeners, a dunny is a toilet, so it looks like a big toilet brush. So dunny brush, any Australian knows what we're talking about. They were really handy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic for adding to the end of the telescopic pole and being able to reach up and do the eaves. And I used to have people come into the shop and buy them that didn't have a pool. They'd come in and buy a telepole and the cobweb brush. And the other thing that they liked to buy was you could get a window washer that was actually like the squidgy blade on one side, and it had a foam piece, and then it also had a brush as well. And you could actually, it had a pin on it that allowed you to actually rotate the head around depending on what you wanted to face the window or the wall, whatever you were cleaning. They were really good too.
But those cobweb brooms, the Donnybrush looking thing, I had a couple of pulls where one in particular I'll never forget. It was the most horrendously designed pull I've ever seen, or definitely top 5 in the list. This thing was kind of a capital letter T shape, and on the rear wall of the property, the rear boundary wall extended straight up from the wall of the pool. The rest of the pool was surrounded by glass fencing approximately 6 inches from the pool, so you couldn't get in there. You had to brush everything from leaning over the fence. It was horrid. Don't even start me on putting the blanket on and off this pool. But with that one, it was all tiled concrete pool, all 90-degree edges, fair enough. But trying to scrub from any angle you could get to, that was perfect for scrubbing right in the coping, the coving, right in the edge. They were really handy for pools.
Yeah, absolutely.
And spas, because spas, of course, often you have all sorts of stuff going on with seats and footwells and all that. You could actually get in there with one of those. Magnor, I believe, made one. I did have a couple, but over time they just wore out, and I don't believe they still do them.
No, I haven't seen them anywhere for a few years now. They had a bit of a run out of them, or the supplier that I was buying them from ran them out. But I bought up quite a few when they told me that they were running them out. They were getting rid of them. So, yeah. So obviously what we like, Peter, other people don't like. Or maybe they didn't know that they exist.
Maybe.
So, yeah, that might have been the case. And in that case, the sales rep isn't doing their job, are they? So.
No, well, how many times have we had it? We've spoken to a supplier and said, "Oh, I wish we could get something like this." And they said, "Oh, yeah, we do that." It's like, well, why isn't it in your catalogue? Why haven't you mentioned it? What other gadgets have you got?
Yeah, absolutely.
Another one that I was thinking of as well was a laser measurer. So again, for the intricate shaped pools, this would come in quite handy. Well, there you go. Peter's got what brand is that?
This is Stanley. Now, I bought this one probably 10 years ago. Cheaper brand. I've got a DeWalt one as well. This one works so much better outdoors than the more expensive one. In full sunlight, the other one struggles. But this one, brilliant. And you just point it, puts a red dot on what you're wanting to measure to, and click, comes up with it on the screen, and it's really, really close to perfect. I used to do that when I was selling fiberglass pools, and firstly measuring the length and width of the area into which the pool would go, but also really handy for long measurements to measure the size of crane required to lift the thing in the ground. If we had to go over the top of a house, which was quite normal in metropolitan area Perth, saved so much messing around, having to hook in and wind out and wind in the 50-metre tape measure. Really, really handy tools. Every time I do a pool inspection, I use one of these to measure. If I need to sell a pool blanket, I use it to measure. So much easier than a tape measure.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a lot more expensive to replace if you drop it into the pool than a normal tape measure. Don't ask me how I know.
What, are they not waterproof, Pete?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Oh, well, maybe that's something we could probably talk about, in that what is a gift you can give to a pool technician that they're going to appreciate? I was going to say a waterproof phone cover.
Waterproof phone, definitely.
Well, with Christmas this close, a bottle of something strong would be nice. And I'm not talking about pool cans.
Or strong cologne.
We've had the nutcases come out to the woodwork this week. Some of the some of the customers are just on a different planet. But that's typical for December here.
Christmas crazies.
It's a good way of putting it. And they get that bloody crazy at Christmas that eventually they start putting all this crap on their Zoom screen, like Santa riding along and Christmas trees and all that sort of nonsense.
Well, somebody has to be festive here. I know what it's like. Like for 25 years, Christmas was chaotic. It was actually a time of the year that, as much as I love Christmas, I didn't really enjoy the whole process that goes with it. I didn't enjoy the Christmas shopping. I didn't enjoy planning for the day. And as the mother of 3 boys, that, of course, the onus of responsibility of getting the gifts and wrapping them and putting the tree up and decorating it and doing all the things that go with it and turning up to all the lovely Christmas carol festival things that they put on at school that we all have to buy earplugs for.
Or get your face painted.
Yeah, getting your face painted like Shane did last week. It was so cute. They're the things that you have that you do. And look, you really want to do the things for the kids. Don't get me wrong. Like, I hated being that Grinch. And so I just had to grin and bear it and do it. But it was hard. You're under so much pressure at work. You've got people demanding your services, like that one you had today, Peter. That was a shocker.
Which one that I had today?
The one where he said that he wanted you to do a pool service, and you said you couldn't do it until January.
Yeah, a guy rings up. This was last week, and last week, and he said, "Oh, I need my pool service." No, hello, no, how are you? No, my name's Bill, whatever. I picked up the phone, and he just said, "I need my pool cleaned today or tomorrow." I said, "I'm sorry, we can't fit that in until January." And he said, "Yes, you can." I thought, I beg your pardon. So that's a rarity, but you do get some of these people. I don't know if they think they can bully me into doing their will, but look, I can't put many of hundreds of other customers who have pre-booked behind just so this clown. It all goes back to what we so often say: a lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part.
No, and I don't get what makes them think that they're so important that everybody else comes second. Like, it just dumbfounds me that they're so rude as to talk to you like that. And yeah, it's just crazy, because in that situation, you hold all the cards. Like, you're the one in the position of power, yet they're demanding that you service their pool for them.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's not going to get you anywhere, sweetheart.
No, not a bit. And look, it's a matter of, why don't they ring around? Oh, you already have, and everyone else is booked. The other thing they sometimes say, occasionally, when you tell them, "Oh, we can't make it out within your ridiculous time frame," is, "Oh, can you recommend somebody who could?" And my response is, if they're good enough to recommend, they're already fully booked. Our whole industry is fully booked here. Fortunately, I've just increased the size of my team, so I've got a bit more capacity than normal. But a lot of the guys here are booked out till February. And
I would only suggest that maybe at this time of the year, whether it's you, Pete, or our listeners out there, change your message on your answering machine. Actually say, if you're ringing to book in a service, so don't answer the calls, let it go through to message bank. If you're ringing to book in a service, we do not have availability until January. If that's okay, then please leave a message after the tone and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, we wish you a Merry Christmas and good luck with your pool.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Lee. I love that one.
Yeah. So I see a lot of service businesses around this time of the year, actually, even a couple of weeks ago, put notices on Facebook, and that's saying books full.
Yeah.
No room at the inn.
I do actually prefer to take most of the calls, because quite often, if there's availability, if we get a time free, I can have them on a cancel list and see if I can get there. Particularly if it's a better job, changing a pump, replacing a chlorinator cell, something that's quick, easy, and higher margin. Then I'll work for it. Somebody comes to me right now with a honing dust cleanup, where they ground the concrete around their pool. Not a chance. Green pool recovery, definitely not. Maybe a quick service if we happen to be in the area with enough time to spare. Then I'll try to put that one on.
Yeah.
I had a phone call. Actually, I had a phone call. I think it was Friday last week, actually, and there was a lady asking me how to fix her pool. It sounded like the expansion joint, the sealer in the expansion joint had started peeling away, and the pool's leaking, and she's, you're busy, you're mid-job, your hands are full, and she basically wanted me to explain to her how to fix her pool over the phone. It's just like, I don't need this today. Really don't need this.
How do I fix my pool? Okay, here are the simple steps. First of all, go get training and certification. Second step, fully equip a vehicle with thousands of dollars worth of equipment to do it. Thirdly, get out to site, use that training and experience and equipment to test what's going wrong. If it's a water chemistry thing, I really don't care if you've got your $20 packet of 100 test strips from the local hardware store that's 3 years out of date. I really don't care. Use proper testing equipment, use your training experience to assess these results and treat accordingly, because you've got a lot of chemical in your vehicle. That's the best steps to do it. How often have we had, my pool's green, so I added acid and salt? Well, great, that's done pretty much nothing. But again, it goes back to the tradition, particularly in the older generation, where acid and salt is what they used to be told. That's all you need.
Yep.
They don't realise that there's a lot more to it than just dumping some salt in or chlorine or whatnot. We had one customer that had a massive biofilm problem on their pool, and I had a guy out there on the yesterday, Monday. We're recording on Tuesday here, of course, and we'd been going through this one, and this was thick, well-established biofilm. It was being a mongrel to fix, and the water was quite cloudy because of all the treatments we'd been doing. And I said, right, don't touch the pool, don't do anything with it. I'll have a guy back Monday. My guy got there on Monday, and she said, my father came around on the weekend and he added a whole heap of chemicals to the pool. Chlorine neutralizer, copper algicide. And I heard about this and I rang her. I said, look, really, if you want us to continue getting this pool and if you want it ready for Christmas, you've got to stop messing with it. This is a scientific approach. It's science we're dealing with. It's not just, this looks good, throw it in the pool. I was saying on Sunday, or you would have heard it last week on the episode, saying to Lee, we had one customer who was a tenant, and his pool started to go a little bit green. Now, I tell every customer, if you have a query, if you have a concern, give me a buzz. If I don't pick up the phone, I will call you back. No, my guy gets out there for the next service and finds he's put a litre of copper algicide into his 35,000 litre pool. Copper level spiked to 1.9. We also saw a tub of cal hypo next to it. I'm really glad they didn't add cal hypo with that higher copper level, or those walls would be black. So that's what Santa can bring me. A big sign that says "Don't touch" to put on the pool gate.
Yes, many a time we wished we'd had that.
Yeah, for some jobs we've got laminated sheets, laminated signs that just say, do not operate the pool, do not touch the pool. I forget the wording on it. But, call us if you have queries. And I should probably use them a bit more. You
Sorry,
guys don't want very much for Christmas.
No, my kids have given me a long list. What's new?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
But no.
my son, who's 12, he came to me a few weeks ago and he said, "Oh, I found what I want for Christmas." I said, "Yeah, go on." It was only a $6,000 gaming PC.
Oh,
I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed when he looks under the tree this Christmas. Yeah. Oh, but this one's water cooled and all this bloody techno babble that I don't understand. And I spoke to one of my guys who works for me, who's really good with computers and does all the gaming and everything. And his eyes were just about popping when he heard the specs of this thing. So yeah, I think he can stick with his laptop for the minute.
That's certainly a wish. That's for sure.
A sleep in, that'd be nice for Christmas.
Yep.
And a day off.
A day off, that's a must. Well, Christmas Eve, around probably 4 o'clock, that's when I'll be changing my phone message to "We are closed for the Christmas break. If you have an emergency, please send a text message. I'll attend to this that'll be Friday. I'll get back to you on Friday." And then my phone will be off for 2 days. And then I'll turn it back on the Friday morning and it'll be bing, 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 bing. There's 150 messages come through, no doubt.
Well, I hope all our listeners out there have a lovely Christmas, that they actually get to have a break and enjoy some time with their loved ones after working very hard all year, but especially in the lead up to Christmas. So, and I hope you both do, of course. I know I will, because my load's a lot lighter now. But
Yes.
I know you've both had very busy lead ups to Christmas, so I hope you both get a chance to sit back with the feet up, crack a cold one, and enjoy your families, because that's what Christmas is all about.
Yeah. No, that's and that goes out from me to both of you, and again to all our listeners. We've had a lot of fun this year. I'd like to think we've covered a good bit of material. I hope we've helped people in the pool industry. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We really do enjoy bringing this to you each week, even when occasionally one of us can't make it, or in some cases two of us can't make it to record a particular week.
Yes. Only one solo one this year, so that's all right.
Pretty good.
Yep.
And actually, I've wrapped up 12 months.
Well done.
I came on board, I think it was November last year. So my anniversary came and went. We completely forgot it. So that's all right. My husband does exactly the same thing with our wedding anniversary. So I'm used to that.
I would never remember my wedding anniversary if my daughter didn't remind me in the week or two before. If she ever stops reminding me, I'm in trouble. Fortunately, my wife's birthday is only a few days after mine. So there I've always, when she wishes me happy birthday, I go, "Oh, crap, that's right. It's my birthday." And then I go, "Oh, hang on, hers is coming up." So these things just aren't important to me, birthdays and stuff. But bah humbug.
Yes, you are that bah humbug. So let's end on some festive cheer. Remember, if you've got a topic that you'd like us to talk about, send it in to talkingpools@gmail.com and Rudy will send it out to whoever it is most applicable to. But from all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yay!
Yeah, I said it. You happy? And Lynn's wrapping her head around in her own little world as if she's got imaginary music playing. Maybe she does. 25 years in this industry can do strange things to a person's mind.
Bah humbug, Pete. Bah humbug.
Correct. Alrighty. You guys have a great break. All the best. I'll have a beer for you. Uru.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. See you later.